Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Today, let's go through one beginner level machine on the VulnHub, which is Eric. I will put the link in the video below so that you can download it and play it on your own. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. You greatly appreciate it. I'd like to take this video to showcase how to emulate or hack Git repository. Okay, so now we can head over to Kali Linux VM to begin with. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target machine. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. Alright, as you can see over here, the IP address of the target machine could be recognized as 254. So what shall we do next? We need to identify open ports and services running on these open ports. The utility we need to use is the nmap. To save time, however, I've already completed such a process before, so now we can get out its result. As you can see over here, I took the options like sync scan, the version scan, default script scan, followed by the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Then we can retrieve scanning results whenever, just as what I'm doing now. From the nmap scanning results, we can tell the target machine has only two open ports. The first port, open port, is 22. The surface is SSH or secure shell surface. And also we can get its exact version information, including exact version number. Though this version is a bit outdated, I don't think we can find any workable exploit for this particular version. Let's move on. The second open port 80, the surface is HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And also we can get the version information, Apache 2. And with the option of default script scanning, we can tell this site has Git repository. In other words, possibly this will involve Git repository emulation techniques. Okay, so what are we going to do next? We need to emulate this web application both manually and automatically. Let's launch the Firefox to emulate the web application manually first. We can put the IP address of the target machine into the address bar. Press enter. So block under construction. As hobby, project, blah, 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 I'm learning about web development and therefore going to build this block as learning process. Nothing important here. And also, as always, we have to check its source code, because sometimes source code can reveal something sensitive like, hidden directory or, the credentials. And next we can, access its robots file. And we need to refresh this page, not found. And so next we can launch Nikto to perform automatic emulation. When I try to automatically emulate web application, Nikto should be, will be my first choice, because it can emulate the web application very comprehensively. For example, like, the banner or service version information and request header, even, some kinds of directories and nikto also discovered the Git repository. So git index file may contain directory listing information. But before we try to check this git repository, I'd like to have a look at the admin file or admin page. So this is the user login page. We can try to use a default credentials like admin as username, and password is admin as well. Login. So no wrong username or password. Don't even bother brute forcing. I'm not going to do that. And let's go back. I'm trying to use bypass, login bypass technique like admin single quote and all 1 equals 1 and dash dash followed by the space, and we can put anything in the password field login. So we got the same error. It doesn't matter. So next I'm going to launch GoBuster to perform directory emulation. Although there are several choices emulating, to emulate directories such as dbuster, dsearch, but personally I prefer GoBuster because this is very good in terms of performance. Although sometimes we need to combine different utilities, we need to try with different word lists. Okay, and without too much time, GoBuster discovered upload directory. Let's access this directory, upload. However, right now or at this point, we got forbidden error. Okay, so we cannot access the directory itself. Possibly we can access files under or within this directory. Okay, I'd like to interrupt GoBuster to save time of this video because we can't find anything else. So what can we do next? I think it's time to emulate Git repository. Although we can manually Git repository, but I think using some kinds of utilities would be better. Okay, so now although there's some also different choices, but just the directory emulation, I prefer to use this one, Git hack. And I've already cloned from the GitHub. So now we can go inside this directory and let's run this Git hack. And we need to specify the directory which is repository or which is, lives, some kinds of, repository. Okay, so now we can hit enter. And this will automatically emulate the Git repository for us. And it seems we have already got some very important files. Let's go inside this subdirectory and admin. So great. So we can get the source code of the admin file or admin page. And from here we can get the passwords. This is hard-coded password. And now we can copy this password and log in to this application, admin and password. Login, it does work. And this site or this application is very limited in functionalities. But we can upload. Although this is a very a bit ugly site. After all, this is CTF machine. Okay, so here we can upload files. So naturally we can think do we or can we upload webshell? Okay, so how to do? Let me get this file or this webshell from my toSets directory, and then I need to modify something within this source code. And there are two things. First one is IP address of attacking machine. And this case is my kernel Linux. IP address of my kernel Linux. And if you want, you can change port as well. Any free port in your own machine. Okay, let's write the quit. And now we can set up the listener waiting for collection from the target machine. And now let's go back to the browser, and we can put anything like a test or something and browse to our our working directory, select this web shell and click upload. Nothing returned and no error message returned. So possibly our uploading is successful. So where this uploaded file will be? Just now we have already found uploaded directory. Do you remember? So I think we have very good possibility that our uploaded file lives within the upload directory. Okay, so now we can go to this directory, upload, and for upload followed by the file name shell, and let's press enter. It looks like it's working. So beautiful. Yes, indeed, we have already got back the collection from the target machine. And next we can spawn an interactive shell by Python, and we can use which to check availability of Python. Python 2 is not available. So how about Python 3? Python 3 and import pty module. All right. So also we can define environment variable term. Then we can clear screen to get a bigger space on the window, right? So now we need to gather information about the target machine. Since we, will attempt to make privilege escalation or, lateral movement. Let's go to home directory, and there is only one normal user, Eric, and we can grab the user flag without a problem. And above this flag, we almost immediately noticed the two files, the backup, the shell script, and this is a zip file. And from the timestamp of this file, it looks like this file is newly created. And so now we can get out this backup. Indeed, this shell script is doing some kinds of archiving, right? So, compress or archive compress this directory of HTML, and to the destination is this one, backup, a zip file. And we need to, before we try to manipulate this shell script, we can upload the nmap shell script to conduct automatic immersion. And to do that, we need to upload this one. No, not here. Okay. And I've already got this script ready. In order to upload this script to the target machine, we can take the easiest way by setting up a web server with Python 3. Okay. Yeah, web server is started. So now we can use wget to upload nmap shell script. And in order to run it, we need to make it executable. And then we can run it. When we try to make lateral movement or privilege escalation, in most cases, we should make use of this wonderful script to perform automatic immersion. Although I must admit, manual immersion is also critical to the success of application. Okay. Anyhow, it's done. Let's scroll up a bit to see what can get from this script. So the capabilities, SUID bit, cron job. Unfortunately, we didn't find any job which executes the backup shell script, right? A bit weird. So, here I'm going to stress for you, not all cron jobs are defined in the, in the cron directory, like, this one and this one. I must emphasize again. But although NimPeer's shell script didn't give us or didn't reveal anything else in terms of valuable, vulnerabilities, okay, we can exploit. But, just now we have already found this directory on this shell script, and from our based on our analysis, it's very possible root user executes this shell script regularly, for example 1 minute or 2 minutes, whatever. And another very important point is current user or even all users have a permission to to manipulate or to modify this script, RWX, RWX, everyone. So what are we going to the next? We can try to append, or we can try to put reverse shell command to this shell script, okay? And I think you can try different reverse command, but I'm going to go to reverse shell sheet, the pentest monkey, and we can copy and put over here, because we have to do some modifications. IP address of the kernel and new port number like 666. We can copy and we can echo. We can append this line to, or just override, it doesn't matter. Okay, so now we can hit enter. Next, we can set up another listener on the kernel Linux, waiting for collection from the target machine. Possibly we need to wait 1 or 2 minutes. I'd like to pause the recording. All right, as you can see over here, we can get a new shell in 1 or 2 minutes. And from this hash and also the user, we know we are successfully getting shell of root user or super user. We can navigate to root directory to get the final flag. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you next. Bye. Have a nice day, please.